Hi everyone, I'm Carrie from the home office, and I'm so excited that you've joined me today to see some cute scrapbooking projects and learn a little bit more about Stampin' Up's National Scrapbooking Month promotion. I have loved to scrapbook for as long as I can remember, and I'm a big believer in the philosophy that memories are made to be enjoyed and shared. So that's the most important reason to scrapbook. You can always put your photos in a binder or shoebox or drawer, but when you scrapbook them, you're able to tell the stories behind those photos and then share them with others. So today I have some really cute projects featuring our promotion stamp sets that I think will appeal to everyone, no matter what level of scrapbooker or what type of scrapbooker you might be. We have so many great sets on promotion. When you purchase one of these sets or our My Digital Studio program, you will receive a free package of designer brads. And I've tried to use those brads on my projects too because there are so many fun ways to use them. So to start, I wanted to tell you that I have 3 daughters at home. And even though it feels to me like they were just barely born, they are actually 8, 10, and 12 years old. And as I've watched them grow up so quickly, it's become even more important to me to try to remember every moment of their childhood. So on the projects I've made today, I've tried to make them about them and the moments that I want to remember. So let's get started with the first project I wanted to show you. And this one's a traditional page featuring one of the promotional stamp sets that's also in our summer mini catalog, the Sentimental Journey page. So the photo that I want to scrapbook is this photo of, this is my daughter Anna and my niece Braxton at one of our favorite places to go, which is Bear Lake. So the Sentimental Journey stamp set's going to work perfect with this because it's all about travel. So to start my page, I wanted to use just some craft cardstock. And I'm going to use some of these pieces from Sentimental Journey to stamp a background. And I'm just using Versamark ink. This is one of my favorite ways to do backgrounds on a scrapbook page because the Versamark ink will just give you a nice light watermark image. So there's my detour sign. Now I'll stamp this word travel. And I'm just kind of doing some random stamping. A background is just a natural place to include stamps in your scrapbooking. Here we have our word journey too, so I'll stamp that in a couple of places. And you can see I've kind of only stamped along the bottom part of my page. Now I would add just a strip of old olive cardstock, and I've kind of distressed the edges of that to add some texture. And that's the base of my page. So let me show you, once I get it all embellished, what the final page will look like. There's my picture of Anna and Braxton at Bear Lake. And I've used my same pieces from Sentimental Journey over here as the title of my page. And then over here, you can see that I've used some of our letters from the rough type alphabet, which is also one of the promotional stamp sets, to do a little bit of journaling. I really think that one of the most valuable tools any scrapbooker can have is one of our alphabet sets. You can do titles, you can do journals, and so much more with your scrapbooking. And this is a great set because it's really forgiving. You don't have to worry about lining up all of your letters perfectly. I also love, and I think as a scrapbooker, anyone would love, the ability to coordinate our inks with our cardstock and some of the accessories. Everything just matches and looks so great together. And you can see where I've added my designer brad there as an embellishment as well. Now, although I do love those traditional scrapbook pages, and I love the traditional albums, I also like to create smaller mini albums. I think that the reason I love to make these is because you can create an entire album in just a couple of hours. So I wanted to also give you an idea for a mini album. And to do this, I've taken 3 just half sheets of real red cardstock. So you need 1.5 sheets total. And like I said, I cut them in half, so they are 8.5 by 5.5. And then I have used my bone folder to fold each of those in half. And I do like to use my bone folder just to give me nice, sharp, crisp creases. And now I'm going to stack those on top of each other. And that's going to become my little book. So to bind it together, I have my crocodile, and I've set my hole punch here to go in about 1/4 of an inch, and I'll do one punch in the middle and then one punch on each side. And then to hold it together, I have some real red ribbon. For the sake of time, I'm not going to actually thread and tie the ribbon because it's simple to do. You just tie 3 little knots by each of those holes, and then when you're finished, this is what you will end up with. It kind of reminds me of a little notebook, which is exactly the look that I'm going for because this is a mini album all about school. And I've used the First Day stamp set, which is one of our promotion stamp sets from the Summer Mini, and just have used some of the pieces there to do my title. Again, using stamps on a title is a great way to stamp with your scrapbooking. And then this is my daughter Julia. Again, we have our stamp set. Then I've just popped up whatever grade she is in. So this was her kindergarten picture. So I just popped up 0. And then you can see grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. She's only in 5th grade, so we still have a few more pages to go. If you started with 1st grade, you could go 1 through 9, or in this case, I just have 1 through 7 until she starts junior high. And everybody has those school pictures, and so this is a fun way to be able to use those on a cute little mini album. But scrapbooking doesn't have to be time-intensive or complicated as even a full page or a mini album. For the next project, I simply took one of our onboard art journals and decorated the front. With this one, I had my daughter Jamie in mind, who just turned 12, and so she's kind of at that awkward time of life where she's not quite a teenager, but I can't call her my little girl anymore either. So I've used our Extreme Elements stamp set, which is one of our promotion stamp sets, just to do some layering and a fun little embellishment there on the front of the journal. And I love this quotation from our Hope Happens stamp set that says, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." I love that because right now she is at that moment in life where she's growing up, and I hope that she remembers who she is and has the courage to stand up for who she is, because we all know that she's got some tough years ahead of her. So this is just a simple journal. I kind of put a picture there in the front, and then every 12-year-old girl needs a place to journal her thoughts, and she actually got a camera for Christmas, and so she can add some photos and just have a simple, fun scrapbook that she can use. All right. So let me show you a couple of more samples that feature some stamp sets that are also part of the promotion. This is a fun little 8x8 page that's featured on the cover of our Summer Mini catalog, and this one features the Vintage Elements stamp set. So that's a really pretty page, and so much you can do with that stamp set. Here's another fun little page, and this one features our Certified stamp set, which is another really fun stamp set to scrapbook with. And don't forget about digital. We've got some new digital downloads, like this punched border across the top and these fun flowers. And you can even add some of those designer brads into, on top of your printed pages to give you that hybrid look. So we have lots of great stamp sets on promotion. And remember, all you have to do is purchase one of those qualifying sets to receive your free designer brads. So have fun scrapbooking all of your memories and sharing them with others. Bye.